Good morning, student. Once again, I am Alok Brave from Ambuja Public School, going to complete the chapter today, Indian Economy at the Eve of Independence. Right, chapter first. At the Eve of Independence. First topic today, I am going to take up infrastructure. Infrastructure at the time of independence. Yeah, in this topic we will discuss what type of infrastructure India has during the time of independence. Right. So, under this we will study following points. Number first, condition of railway system. Number second, condition of roads. Number third, we will study airways, condition of airways. Number four, we will study about communication system. These four things we will study. These four things we will study today. Now, the first of all, the condition of railway. The railway system was developed by the Britishers. Railway system was developed by the Britishers. The first lane, first track, or you can say first track of the railway was laid between was laid around 1850. 1850. Bombay to Thane. Right, see, this was a railway system which was developed first in the year 1850. Right, first track was laid between Bombay to Thane, but the train service was started in the year 1853. In the year 1853. Right. The train service was started in the year 1853. Right. This system was developed by Britishers to encourage fast movement of goods and services, fast movement of army troops, right? Fast movement of people also, right? So this has very good impact on the Indian economy, right? So this system was really a blessing from the Britishers, right? They brought railway system in India which was not possible earlier. Then second point we are going to discuss about condition of roads. Condition of roads were very good, were very good in big cities or where colonies exist. Where colonies exist. So my dear student, so these in big cities like Bombay, like Ahmedabad, Calcutta, right? All the big cities, New Delhi, the condition of roads were very good, and they brought the trunk road also. They built that trunk road also. GT road was built by the Britishers, right? So my dear student, only in those areas condition of roads were very good where the Britishers were living, or they have some benefit from those cities, right? So that the fast movement of goods can take place. So my dear student, this is the also a system which is developed by the Britishers, but the condition in the villages was very poor, Actually, there was no roads, right? All the villages were not linked to the town directly, cities directly, right? The bus service was not available in many of the village area. Only people have to travel through the Tonga. People used to travel through the Tonga, bullock cart, you can say horse riding, right, or chariots, right? These were the things available for villagers to transport human beings or even goods. So condition of village road was very poor, my dear student. The next point we have condition of airways. Was not good. Condition of airways was not good, right? Only services available in few towns like Bombay, like let's say Calcutta, right? So very few cities are connected with the airway service, right? Airway facilities are not developed very fast. It was a slow process and developed after the independence of Indians. Right. See, so condition of airways we can say were very poor, poor condition. And moreover, these services are these services is available for Britishers VIPs. Right. Most of the travel right, so that is a condition. Condition of airways was not good, poor condition, and moreover these services is available are available for Britishers VIPs and bureaucrats, or you can say governor general or army general, etc. Right. So my dear student, so condition of infrastructure in all was not good. Now next point we will have communication system. Communication system were developed by the Britishers. There were three modes of communication. Communication system. Now first is postal services. Postal services were developed by the Britishers so that message can be transferred through letters. Message used to be transferred through letters by the postal services. Next is telephone. Telephone system was developed by the Britishers. Telephone system, right? We can book the call, and afterwards there was a system of call booking system. We have to book the call, and then post office will connect this call to the person whom you want to call, whom you want to talk, right? Or you communicate. The third system was telegram system. Right. This system was also found in the department of post office, where, you know, my dear student, telegram form was filled by the people, right? And then message was transferred through a system of telegram to the said person, right? It is the second fastest mode of sending a message or communicating with other people. The very fast mode of sending or doing communication with other person is telephone, right? Then second, telegram system. Then lastly we have postal services letter. First, right? Second, right? Third. This system was used by people when it is very urgent. Right? First and second system was used by the people when it is very urgent. Where telephone system does not exist, people used to send the telegram. People used to send the telegram. Right? Because this service is not available in the villages, but telegram services or system is available in the not in the villages but nearby the towns. Right? Postal service is available everywhere. So these are the three important mode of communication system which were developed by Britishers. Still, we were following these system. We are following these system. Now the thing is that, what is that? Now technology has increased, upgraded. So we have mobile system. But still, if we have to send some parcel and registered letter, then we have to take the postal services. Telegram system is now does not exist. Telegram system does not exist nowadays. Right? See, nowadays it does not exist. This department was closed. This department was closed by the government. So, my dear student, these were the three modes of sending message or conveying message to the other people. Next, last is waterways. Waterways. This system was developed by the Britishers, right? This system already exists in India, but it was developed very nicely by the Britishers because they were engaged in export and import business. Mostly they were exporting to the European countries and Great Britain goods, raw material from India and bringing imported goods from European market or Great Britain to India, right? So, my dear, this system was developed by the Britishers and they opened shipping corporations. Shipping corporations. Shipping corporations were built by Britishers. By the Britishers to transfer goods, to transfer heavy goods from one place to another place. So these system were used. This system was widely used by the Britishers rather than Indian peoples. Only Indian people used to export. They used to bring the goods which are going to be exported to the Great Britain or European market to the ports. Right? They used to bring to the ports from villages. This was the work given by the Britishers to the Indian merchants. Right? See, so most of the shipping companies were of foreign and private companies and owned by the European countries. My dear student, my next topic for today is advantage of railways. Advantage of railways. Number first, cheapest mode of transport. First point, cheapest mode of transport, right? Now this railway system was the cheapest mode of the transport and the fastest mode of the transportation of goods and services. Mainly this system was developed by the Britishers to make fast transfer of goods and services and the army and troops. Then with the help of this railway system we can second transfer of heavy good. Transfer of heavy good is possible with the help of railway system. Right? These trains were able to carry the heaviest goods from one place to another place in very short time. So this system was very well planned and laid by the Britishers, and they connected most of the country, right, where they were, most of the area, you can say area where they were ruling. Right, see, then commercialization of crops. During the British rule, crops were commercialized and they have great value in the European market. And this railway system was a boon. Railway system was a boon to help in transfer of commercial crops. Right, see, it was a boon. Right, railway system it was very easily possible to transfer the goods from one place to another place, from the cities to the port areas. Port areas. Goods were easily can be transferred to the port area from villages. How the system works? Villages to cities, right? Villages to cities, right, by roads, and cities to ports by railway system. So my dear student, this was a great blessing for Indians. Even this is by the developing of the railway system, because it enables commercialization of the crops very fast and transfer of the commercialization of the commercialized crops from one place to another place. Right. So this system was very helpful in transferring commercial crops to the ports, and from port they were taken by ships to the European market. Right, see, export trade. Export trade increase. Railway was helpful in increasing exports of the country. It was possible to transfer the goods at rapid rate from one place to another place, and made the imports also very easy. Transfer of goods through imports were also very easy. So my dear student, this is the another advantage of railway system. Then we have another point, that is called as industrial development. Fifth, industrial development. Industrial development was also developed fast, right? Took place very fast. Industrial development took place very fast because of the development of the railway. The steel, many many industries were planted in, areas. From there, goods were very easily can be transferred to other parts of the country by railway system. So industrial expansion also took place during after developing the railway system. Next last but very important point, that is employment. Employment. This railway system has given employment to lots of people, because still the railway is the largest sector, largest sector which has given employment to more than 1 crore people. Right? Still in India, it is the largest employing sector. Right? Railway system is expanding. Expansion of railway system has increased the employment. Right? During the time of Britishers, trains were less, but now the size of train has increased, and it is the largest. It was largest employment providing industry. We can call it industry, we can call it sector. Industry. Right, see, my dear student, these are the few advantages of railway system. Right, we can say this system was very helpful to India, right, because it provided the people cheapest mode of transport and fastest, and we can add here fastest mode of transport. And can take large number of people from one place to another place. Then transfer of heavy goods was possible with the development of the railway system. Commercialization of crop was possible, and it was very easy to transfer commercial crop from one place to another place, or even in even till ports. Right? See, export trade increase. Export also increased. Export trade of India was also increased. India has surplus export during the time of Britishers. We had export surplus. You will be surprised to know, when Britishers were ruling over India, India has export surplus, and the rate of exchange of dollar of 1 rupees is equal to $17 in the year 1921. This is a very important data. When India got independence, till then $1 is equal to 1 rupees. But gradually, due to the wrong policies of the government, the price exchange rate of the dollar goes on increasing. So export trade was increased and export surplus was there. Export surplus was there, and the rate of exchange of 1 rupee is equal to $17 in the year 1920. Right? Till when India got independence, it was around 1 rupee is equal to $1 till then. Right? But later on, due to the wrong policies of the government, right, this price has been decreased. Now, industrial development. Industrial development also took place in the 19th century after 1850. After 1850, many mills were opened in Ahmedabad, cotton textile mill, or opened in Ahmedabad. Then Calcutta, jute mills were established. In Kanpur, many several mills were established. Right. C. So these were the benefit of railways. Then the last and very important, it was the highest employing sector. Right. Still today, it is the highest employing sector of human beings. Right. It is providing employment to the maximum number of people, this sector, and this sector is becoming large and large. Right, my dear student, these are the following advantages of the railway system. Railway system. The next topic is we are going to discuss the good and bad effect of. Now, my dear student, the last topic we are going to study about the good and bad effect of British rule over India. What were the good effect and what were the bad effect? Good and bad effect of British rule on over India. The first we will discuss about the good effect. First we will study about the good effect. Right. There were several good effects. First is development of infrastructure. First, development of infrastructure. Second is development of transportation and communication system. Second is development of transportation and communication system. Third is development of railways. Development of postal services, development of postal services. Fifth, administration. Administration system. Right. Then lastly, we can say monetary system. Monetary system. Sixth, we can write here monetary system. Monetary system. Right, my dear student, these were the good effect of railway. They developed the infrastructure, right? Not in the cities only, not in the villages, but they whatever they developed, they developed. They developed colonies very well, right? They developed good fields or good parts of India, right? Good cities. They converted some cities into metropolitan cities, right? So infrastructure was also developed by the Britishers, which we have studied earlier, right? Now see, the next point is Around the development of transportation and communication system, we have discussed earlier that Britishers developed the transportation system, railway system they developed roadway system, airway system, waterways, right, and then communication system, right, they developed the communication system also. Then the most important is development of railways. This had great effect of, British had a very good thing in development of the railway, which still we are using their railway tracks. We are using the railway tracks, right? Their railways, the bridges which were made by the Britishers, still not broken, still they are used by the Indian people, Indian government, right, to run the trains and all that, right. Their bridges are existing from 150 years, 150 years. We can give the example of the bridge made on the Hooghly cantilever bridge, right. We can give. There are numerous examples, right. See, postal services they develop, right, especially in the field of communication system, they develop the postal services. They have developed the administration system. Under the administration system, they enable people to learn about the legislature, executives, and judiciary. They classify the administration system into three categories. First is judiciary, second is executive, third is legislative. These executives were appointed by the Britishers, and judiciary is also appointed by the British management in the country. Right, see, they also developed the monetary system. Monetary system was also developed by the Britishers. Right, they introduced rupees, they introduced rupiah, right, paper currency, right. They introduced coins also, right, chavanni, athanni, we call them, right, 1 rupee note. They brought the note system in printing of the note, printing of the currency. They started they brought this system. So my dear student, monetary system was also developed by the Britishers. Then seventh point in this category is commercialization of crop. They made Indian farmer to learn raising commercial crops. Commercialization of crops. Right. Commercialization of the crops were also taught by the Britishers to India. Right. It raised the income of the farmer. This was the advantage of the commercialization of the crops, and their condition was a little bit improved. Then they brought the one more system, that is called education system. Right. Education system. Education system was also improved by the Britishers, because Britishers knows that without learning new technology and scientific education, right, Indians people cannot progress, right. So they brought the course of education in India from the you can say from the Great Britain, right. They started ICSE and ISC schools, colleges. They developed the universities, colleges, etc. Right, so that the Indian people can also learn. Indian people can also learn. Right. See, this system was also developed by the education system. They brought new technology, new school, new type of education in India. Earlier, students were studying in the Gurukuls. Then they brought girls to the schools, boys to the schools, right. Even the colleges, they developed the women colleges, right. See, they try to develop India, right, and these are the few good effects of Indian administration. The next, Bad effect. We will discuss about the bad effect. Landlord system. This system was very painful for the farmers. Landlord system, because land was totally allotted to the Jagirdars. We call them Jagirdar, Talukdars, Zamindar, right? Rai Sahab, Rao Sahab, yeah, means those people who were prominent in a particular area, right? This system exploited heavily to the landless farmers. The land of the farmer were snatched and given to the land, allotted permanently to the landlords or zamindars or jagirdars or Rao Sahab, Rao or Rai Sahab. Right? These people were the prominent figures in a particular area, so they allotted according to their, you can say on their prestige or respect in the particular area. Right? So, my dear student, Jagirdar, Raj, they exploited heavily. Right? They punished the farmer also. Whenever they want, they used to snatch the land from the farmers. If the farmer is failed to pay the rent, or you can say land revenue, rent or land revenue, right? They made landless farmers slaves, rent or slaves. Sorry, slaves. They made farmers slaves, right? So whenever they want, they used to call them to work on their field. They used, their wives, their daughters used to work in the houses of Jagirdar without any money, right? So they were also doing these landless farmers were also doing begars in the house and home, or you can say in the mahal, right? We can call it fort, right? So they were doing the begar also, right? See, so this system was very worse, which was introduced by the Britishers and very injurious for the progress of landless farmers. Then next is commercialization of crop. Commercialization of crops was also brought by the Britishers. But this system was initially very harmful for the Indian farmers, because they used to produce for the self-consumption. They used to produce for the self-consumption, but after following the commercialization of crop system, they were not able to produce the crops for their self-consumption. As a result, crops were food grains were shortfall in the Indian economy, and Britishers imported food grain from the other countries which has high price and made the farmers more worse, because they have to purchase costlier food grain, costlier imported food grain, right? So that was injurious to them, and they became poor and more poor. They became poor and poor, right? So it caused the hike in the prices of food grains, because those goods were imported from the other countries, right? So when they have to pay the high price of the crop, they became more poor and poor. See, so commercial crops were not initially goods for the Indian farmers. Moreover, their roots were deep seated inside the earth. It spoils the fertility of these roots spoil the fertility of land. This was the another drawback of this commercialization of crops. Third point is deindustrialization of industries. Right, this is another drawback. This is another drawback, and this is the worst drawback. It made, with their set policy, they started, deindustrialize the Indian industry. Right? How they made? First, they put very high rate of taxes on Indian finished product. High rate of taxes on Indian finished product. These products have great demand. These products have great demand in foreign countries. Right? When their price increased, their demand slowly went down. Their demand slowly went down. When their demand of the product went down, what happened? Farmers started quitting their ancestral business and in search of employment. Many of them became farmers, many of them become laborers, many of them went to as a bonded labor in the plantation Sri Lanka or Assam side in search of employment. Right, see. So this was the high rate of taxes. And second point we can be A point. We can call it A point. B point, no taxes on export of raw material. It means that if you will export raw material to any country, European countries or Great Britain, then you need not to pay any kind of tax. No tax will be charged on the raw materials. Right. This was the another trick. Right. Third point in this category is that C point. Imports were made free. If they are coming from England. If they are coming from England. Imports were made free if they are coming from England. अगर वो विदेश इंग्लैंड से आ रहे हैं तो what happened? No taxes would be paid. Right? No tax will be levied, no import duty will be levied, no custom duty will be levied. So Indian finished product have high cost than these products. So slowly applicability of these 3 points made the 3 sub-points made the deindustrialization of Indian industries. Because export of finished product were very costlier, and they have very less demand in the European market, right? So this is the reason why gradually deindustrialization industries took place. Then second reason is no taxes on export of raw material. It means that if you will export raw material from here, from India to other countries, then no tax would be paid. Right, imports were made free. So my dear student, these were the three important points of deindustrialization which so in the end, to sum up, so I say I will come back again with another video on chapter 2nd, right? Day after tomorrow you will find my another video. So thank you for waiting patiently, studying my video patiently. Thank you. God bless you.